Hi everyone and all my future colleagues and also everyone from the legal industry. This is Shubham. Along with Sai Vikrant started the law talkies, and here we have Mr. Sourajit Bhattacharya, the founder of C.L.A.W, one of the leading platforms of currently in our country and one of the platforms where we got lot of stuffs to hear and to get knowledge on. And yes, it is not mistakenly said that one of the great person can always lead a great pack. So let's hear from Mr. Sourajit Bhattacharya about his life, about how he started this journey and how he started about law and what idea did he pick up before starting law legal. So I welcome Sourajit Bhattacharya ji, and I will also say that if he wants to say anything on his preface.
Well, I would like to thank Shubham and Sai Vikrant for having me here on this platform. I hope I will be able to contribute to some extent and make this session fruitful. So let's continue.
So can we start with our first question? So would you like to have your first question?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so the first question would be very basic. As in, you are also a law student. So can you please tell our audience about yourself and your law school journey as in till now?
Okay, so I'm from Kolkata and I'm currently in my third year in Symbiosis Law School. And it's been a very enlightening experience in law school because, as we all know, law school, not only teaches you the law, but it also prepares you for a lot of experiences in life. Law as an academic discipline, I feel that it teaches us a lot of life skills, which includes, analyzing issues from different points of view and eliminating bias in the process. And I feel to some extent law as an academic discipline also prepares us for entrepreneurship. It fosters, a lot of self-dependence, which we may or may not see in any other academic discipline. So I feel that law school has given me a lot of perspective, a lot of enthusiasm to do something on my own. So I owe that to law school. And I've made a lot of friends. I've made a lot of contacts who have always been there with me in my journey. So law school has given me a lot of things that I will be utilizing later on in my life. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was enlightening to listen, because now you are still in law student and you have a great career as well. You have to go for your future as well. Still, and we all know that how much fat books we have to study in our law school, but still still we are handling all those by side was maybe a challenging task, right? It must be a challenging task for you.
It's very challenging because with every passing year the stress increases, the syllabus increases, and I'm currently in my third year, so there's a lot of course curriculum that comes my way, a lot of assignments, especially now that we're having online classes. So a major part of the day goes in that. So it's very challenging to manage my time very judiciously and ensure that I am devoting a sufficient amount of time to my academics so as to I don't end up compromising on my academics. And at the same time, I'm also running my own initiative. So time management is always an issue. And it's something I'm still struggling with, and all of us are struggling with. So hopefully with time we get better in that. And at the end of the day, I think all that matters is that we are doing what we love. And as long as we are doing that, we'll always find time for that. So that's that.
Yeah. So you must have planned something for your future about law legal, future about yourself. So can you please share that with our viewers if possible? Because knowing about someone's future is always great and is an inspiration.
Right. So as far as law legal is concerned, me and my team are not actually looking at the long run. Now we are taking one day at a time, because law legal as an initiative is only around say 5 months old, and we are trying to sustain this year because 2020 has thrown a lot of surprises at us. So we are trying to do our best this year, and then we'll take it forward and look at other plans. But for now, I think we are trying to make every day as productive as possible. That being said, coming to my career, I have a passion for teaching. So maybe that is something that's on the cards, and I'll be preparing myself for that and taking it up as a career. So I still have time to figure it all out, because third year is a very deciding time for us, because a lot of law students, they take a call as to what their specialization will be, and then they build on that specialization in their fourth and fifth year. So that's a good thing to do, and let's see where it goes. I haven't really finalized anything yet. I'm considering my options.
Okay, so as you have already talked about time management and about your issue with time management, how you have planned for your future. So I'd like to ask that what exactly routine work you generally take up for your website? Like many people will be joining, many students will be joining, and we all know that it sometimes happen that people generally ask you, students generally ask you. So we have to think about everyone, right? We can't leave any one single person also. So what generally routine work you do for your website? How you handle these things? Or do you have a team to manage about that? So how you do that?
Okay, so of course, C.L.A.W is too big an initiative right now for me to handle alone. So from the very beginning, I've had my own team who have been backing me through all the aspects of this initiative. So coming to the website, C.L.A.W is not only the website, but C.L.A.W is about the people we are dealing with. So we try as much as possible to give them a satisfying experience. Event organizers who are working with us, or the interns who are working with us as content writers, or anybody else who is associated with us, we try to establish a personal equation with them, so that they would want to work with us again. So that entails a lot of tasks. Coming to the website management, I manage the website myself, and I'm supported by my content manager, who is Ms. Devdata. She always helps me out with sorting through the content and publishing it. Apart from that, as far as the event organization is concerned, I have my head of public relations, Riya Gupta, and we have our development executive, Mobuni Banerjee. These two are the people who have been bringing in a lot of events, getting in touch with event organizers. So support has been coming in from all directions. Coming to other aspects, we also have our social media team, which is managed by Miss Udita. We have our Instagram page, our LinkedIn page. So a lot of work goes into those social media profile management. So Udita manages all that. Then coming to the interns who are working with us for the last 3 or 4 months, we have our editorial board. We have Miss Shruti as our senior editor, Shubham as our associate editor, and they have been the backbone of the editorial board. So I have a very good team, a team who has always been supporting me from the very beginning. We have been through thick and thin. And I think having a good team is an essential for any initiative, because I am a person who, loves to work alone. I've never been a really team person, but prior to C.L.A.W, I realized that you can't manage everything alone. At one point of time or the other, you have to start delegating work, and you have to start putting your trust in people, and then you just believe that they will deliver. And my team delivered way beyond anything I'd expected. So I'm really lucky to be working with them. And nothing, the way we've been advancing in these 4 or 5 months, we have achieved a lot, and there's still a lot of things we need to figure out. So hopefully my team will be very, very, important in that journey. Aditya, you have muted yourself. You're not audible.
Sorry.
Right.
So actually, it's actually very enriching and also enlightening to know that having a perfect team and a perfect website and then managing everything so perfectly, because perfection is something that everyone crave for, and you having that is something very great. So on that, I would like to know that as you are all doing the event promotions and everything as well, so you are also studying law. So how did you manage of did you ever think of mixing of law and marketing together, but by using some law like as in you promote law events, right? So you must be thinking of some legal way to promote the things or to market. That's a very innovative idea. You must have been thinking about it.
Right. So the thing is, when we launched C.L.A.W back in March. We launched it as an Instagram page, and back at the time, we were never promoting events in the first place. The Instagram page for C.L.A.W that we launched in March, we only used to update certain news articles from time to time, news snippets. Okay, we never used to deal in events, but the response that we received for that Instagram page was so overwhelming that 2 or 3 weeks down the line, we decided that no, this can't be the only thing that we are doing. We need to take this forward and we need to restart doing something else. And then I consulted my team and we came up with this idea that there are a lot of organizations coming up in the legal industry which need promotions, marketing, so that they can reach out to more and more people. And that also includes a good number of student-run platforms. Since you are already running one of your own, I'm sure you'll understand that even in the last 2 or 3 months, we have witnessed a huge upsurge in student-run platforms. And I think this is a very good thing, because law students are, over the past 1 decade or so, they've been trained in a manner to believe that there are only 2 or 3 options that they can consider as far as the profession is concerned. But then now that law students are venturing out of their comfort zone and starting their self-run initiatives, I think that is something to be appreciated. And then we thought that why don't we go ahead and support them? We can do the marketing. So that is how C.L.A.W came into being. And then after the Instagram page was launched, 2 months down the line, we launched the website in May. And as soon as the website was launched, we started garnering a lot of popularity. Our idea, it resonated with people. And right now we are working with a lot of organizations. So that journey has been extremely enlightening and fulfilling. I've learned a lot of skills on my own. I was never really a technology guy, but then running C.L.A.W has its own advantages. I've started WordPress designing. I've also done some poster designing and sort of stuff. That is something you have to keep doing from time to time. You have to keep your mind open. You have to keep yourself receptive to new skills. You can't restrict yourself to any one thing. So that has been very interesting. And of course, law and marketing, the law and marketing as a concept is not very popular in the country, mainly because law firms are essentially disbarred from marketing themselves by the Indian Advocates Act. So no law firm can advertise themselves. So that has been a disadvantage essentially. And then but that restriction does not essentially apply to other organizations which are not law firms. So we thought that we can take that forward and make a comprehensive platform wherein organizations can market their events and reach out to law students who will be very open-minded to those events, and they'll be participating in it. So that is the concept we came up with, and hopefully it's doing well now and it will continue to do well.
Thanks, Sourajit, for that answer, because that is actually so true. Because recently, from past 2 months, generally from past 3 months, I will say there are a lot of platforms coming up, and as you know that they're all law students basically. So, and that after some days online classes have been started up, then the lockdowns will end up, and then the normal classes will go on. So, what do you suggest, or what do you plan for how to handle such situations? How can people go through such situations? Because there might be someday that people, all the platforms might look up to end up their enterprises. So what suggestion do you want to give them, or do you have anything in mind for them?
So obviously I'm nobody to speak on that, but then to some extent, in the experience that I've had in the past couple of months, I feel that for any initiative to be successful, there should be a vision. There should be a vision. You should know what you are doing, and then you should have an idea as to what you would be doing in the future. So it's not that you just end up starting an initiative one fine morning, and 2 or 3 months down the line, you are absolutely clueless as to what you want to do with it. That's not how it works. Whenever you are starting an organization, you should have a vision. You should have a clear idea as to how you're going to proceed with the initiative. That's the first thing. And the second thing is, I think it's running such initiatives is not at all an easy task. I'm sure Vikrant will also agree with me. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of time. And most importantly, it takes a lot of perseverance. So I think you should be willing to invest that amount of time and hard work in that initiative. Not just you. Die down. So you have to keep up the momentum as much as possible. And in the long term, I feel that will.
So as you already said that you need to have a vision, so you must be having some vision for claw as well. So but initially when you have started, you must have faced some challenges, right? Because amidst of so many platforms, so you must have some challenges with you coming in. Even now you have must been facing some challenges. So can you tell about like how you deal with this such challenges, what such challenges come to you, and how do you manage your mind in this type of challenging era?
Absolutely. So I'll just share an experience from before the website. I that was one of the biggest challenges we had at that time. And so what happened was that uh, 2 weeks before we were supposed to launch our website, we realized that the website was not working. What happened was that we had designed the initial website on a platform called Wix. Okay, and like I said, I was not really a guy who was very acquainted with the technological intricacies of making a website. So I designed the website myself on this platform called Wix. It was free. It had a lot of good templates, and I designed it myself. And then we decided we will take it live on the 1st of May. But then 1 week prior to the launch, we started realizing, me and my team, we started realizing that the website was facing a lot of glitches. For example, the feed, the space where they showed the events, they displayed the events, it started crashing. And then the server also started facing problems, so the website wouldn't load altogether. So I was very disappointed that after all this hard work, if we don't go ahead with the website launch, it has all been for nothing. It was very disappointing, and I was really down in the dumps for a couple of days. But then we figured out that there must be some solution to this problem, because we had worked so hard for this, and it was very unreasonable to let go of all this. All of us were excited for the project. So what I did was I got in touch with this entrepreneurs group in Delhi. They are a group that's an association of all the leading entrepreneurs in the capital of the country. So I reached out to them and asked for assistance. So there was this one person who eventually helped us out. His name was Mr. Tushar. He has his own website developing firm, and he decided to help me out. So I asked a lot of website developers back at the time that what was the issue, why was my website failing to load, or why was it crashing. So they told me that Wix was a platform that could not handle a lot of content. It's good for static websites, but it's not good for dynamic content. And because we were planning to be a media marketing firm, it meant that our content was essentially dynamic in nature. I had to keep uploading posts every day. We are also dealing with academic stuff, so that was not going to work out for me. So I asked them what was the solution. So they told me that the solution was migrating the entire content of your website to WordPress. Because WordPress is a software that is tailor-made for such situations. So I asked them about the cost, and they told me that the entire process was going to cost me around $20,000. And as a student, I don't have that kind of money on me, especially for a project that hasn't even been launched. So this guy, Mr. Tushar, he got in touch with me, and he told me that he's going to help me out. I was very skeptical at the beginning, but then eventually, taking into account his body language and everything, I checked out his website and all. It all seemed very genuine. And then I gave him the project, and he and his team delivered the new website based on WordPress to me within 5 days, just 2 days prior to our launch. So I have been, perpetually indebted to him since that time. And even after that, he has supported me many number of times. And these are some peoples you meet along the journey who help you prosper. So we talk every often. So this was one challenge that we faced back at the time, and it helped us learn a lot. We didn't give up. If I can bet and say that 5 out of 10 people in that situation would have given up, because for all practical purposes there was no way out in that situation. But we decided to push on and find a solution for that. So we did that, and then we went ahead with our launch. So even after launch, there have been some minor problems from time to time, but me and my team
Sourajit, your last question was so much inspiring on the challenges you faced and how you got help, and that what's the amazing part, because you need to have reach out to more and more people in order to gain something, because everything, as you said, cannot be done alone. It's need a team, and you have done a quite a good thing from past few months. So on this, I would like to take out your time on a different set of question which would also entertain you, that how was the reaction of your peers, among your friends, college mates, when they came to know about Law Legal, and then when they came to know that it was started by Souryajit Bhattacharya? So there must be some reaction. So did you know that, what was the reaction and all?
So when we first started out, like, I did not personally take the initiative of informing everyone, but then people gradually came to know about it. And obviously, those who were very close to me, be it in college or be it in school, they were very supportive, and they really appreciated that I had come out of my comfort zone and I started this thing. And it was initiative to some extent, and everybody told me to everybody congratulated me and told me to stick on with it, and they were very supportive. And my family in special was very supportive. My sister and my parents, they were very supportive about what we were doing. And yeah, so that support goes a long way in sustaining your enthusiasm and being your motivation, being a source of motivation. Because if the people around you don't support you in what you're doing, at the end of the day, I think it makes it a bit more difficult to push through. So all that support means a lot to me, and hopefully I'll have more support coming in the upcoming days.
Yeah, that is so nice to hear, because everyone's and every friend's such type of support doesn't, everyone doesn't have that kind of support, because sometimes even we heard the stories of jealousy, and then so it is quite amazing here from your side, and I also congratulate you and your friends as well. So on this, I would like to ask that that right now a lot of viewers are looking at you, and they're listening to you, they're getting inspired from you. So how can students who are watching this can be a part of Law Legal? Do you have any initiative that helps in attaching such students along with?
Right, right. So, needless to say, I always say that we are very open-minded and we take in a lot of students. So, the first and foremost way in which students can get in touch with us is through the events that we keep publishing. Okay, our target audience is primarily law students. So I'm sure anybody who is going to come up on our website is going to be immensely benefited from the kind of work that we are doing. Apart from that, when we come to on a more personal sort of association, we say that we have an internship program. It's a 4-week internship program for law students, and it basically entails content writing. So anybody who is interested can send us a cover letter and a CV, and then we go through the procedure for the selection. That being said, we also have campus ambassadors who help us reach out to more people. We also have an editorial board. Those who have prior experience in editing, they can come on board and help us edit the articles that we put up for publication. So it's a very wide initiative, and we always invite people to, even if you're not interested in joining us, just come on board and see the kind of work that we are doing. So I'm sure that we are going to expand in the upcoming months, and I'm sure more and more people will start associating them with us. And as the founder, nothing can make me happier.
Yeah, so we hope that the students, the viewers, those who are looking at it, would surely take your words into account. So I would like to ask on that. You know that everyone has a motivation, or someone as their inspiration to look upon. So you must have someone as your inspiration as well, your motivating guide. So do you want to share the same with our speakers, that who inspired you or motivated you since your childhood or now in the website or anything?
On a personal level, I think my father has been my biggest inspiration. I've seen him grow in front of my eyes, and the hard work and the sincerity with which he pursues his profession is very admirable. And he has been my inspiration. He has always taught me that whatever you are doing, just give your 100% on it, and then leave the rest to जो होता है वो देखा जाएगा. But it's essential, like, that you put your 100% into it. Like, people should not be finding faults with the kind of effort that you are investing. So whatever you do, give it your everything, so that things turn out all right. This is what he has been teaching me, and I have been implementing the same thing with C.L.A.W. And obviously, till now, I humbly submit that we have been doing something unique and something good for the community, and we'll be continuing to do this for the foreseeable future. And when it comes to the legal profession, I think Mr. Ramanuj Mukherjee, who is the CEO of LawSikho, he has been an inspiration for me, because the kind of work that he is doing in the legal academic sector is very inspiring. And of course, the way he has built his organization from day one and to what LawSikho is today, the entire journey is an inspiration, and we have a lot to learn from him. The way he has gone about building his organization, expanding it, setting up relations with the industry professionals, or be it law students, helping them advance their career in law. All that has been an inspiration for me, and I try to implement value he has implemented, and he has been that I know spoke, because uh, all these people really matter to you in the long run.
So that's a very nice to hear, so like inspiration is always a source of motivation for everyone. So on this note, would like to ask on to the like one of the very question that everyone wants to know as well. So that you apart from law legal, would you say that what other law websites would you also prefer, or would like to our viewers to go upon, or they can be benefited, which would have also that would help apart from law legal? What other law website would you prefer for our law students or our legal viewers?
Right. So when we talk about websites, I feel for the academic thing, we have a lot of websites out there nowadays coming up with very good content. It's not necessarily student run, but then I think iPleaders is a very good source of information. iPleaders is an academic source. It's a blog, but then the kind of information, the kind of content that they have been producing over the years, it's very authentic. Other than that, I think Kacheri.in is another website that has been doing the same kind of work that we are doing for longer than we are. And I think Sai Vikrant has been doing a marvelous job of running it. And we have collaborated on several locations, and I hope we keep doing it in the future. So there's that. Apart from that, there are a lot of upcoming blogs, upcoming journals who are doing very well. And I think it's up to the student at the end of the day. They have to go through everything and then select for themselves what kind of information they find authentic. Because like I was saying, that there are a lot of new organizations that have cropped up in the past couple of months. So not all of them can be relied upon. Okay, so the students should be very selective when they are selecting their source of information, because I've seen some websites, I've come across certain organizations myself, wherein they only publish content for the sake of publishing content. Even when it comes to academic content, I think there should be a certain benchmark of integrity, a certain benchmark for selection of those pieces which are to be published. So if you are just taking an article, not putting it through any selection procedure or any editing procedure for that matter, and you're just going on and publishing it, I think at the end of the day, we are necessarily harming the academic sector, because we are publishing information that is not verifiable, not authentic, and definitely not useful for academic purposes. So I think students should be on the look out there, selecting their sources of information very carefully. Even the procedure that we follow here at C.L.A.W for academic articles like case comments and research articles is very rigorous. We put the article through a plagiarism check first, and then we forward it to the editorial board for further vetting. So we are very particular about that procedure, and we don't publish any content that fails to meet that standard. So this is a certain level of integrity, or you might say academic ethics, that everyone should follow, and that is for the greater good.
Yeah, you are right that it is everywhere at the end of the students' wish or the viewers' wish, that what to follow and what to not. Yeah, it is absolutely correct. And also the suggestions you have given, I would also say that our viewers to look upon it. So on the very last question, I would like to ask that what suggestion or what do you want to say our viewers who are looking at, anything you want to say specific to them, anything that benefits them, so you may say.
So as law students, I think law is one such academic discipline that offers us a lot of choices in life. Right? Like I was saying, that law is one such subject which prepares us for a lot of experiences in life. So at one point of time, we should settle down and focus on a specific area which we need to pursue, and then build on it. Because 5 years is a lot of time to figure things out, and at some point of time, if we do fix our specialization, it's better, because we need time to build on it. Because I've seen my seniors, somebody who is interested in cyber law, for example, he or she, cyber law or in property for that matter, he or she selects that particular area of interest, and then they write papers on it, write papers for publication, attend courses, and at the end of the 5 years, they feel that they have enough on their belt to pursue that particular area of interest with a very reputable organization. So that is how it works. And if not, the people who always choose to go about everything, give equal weightage to every area of interest, even that is a good idea, as long as you're able to achieve something at the end of the day. So I think it differs from person to person, and that I would like to advise the viewers is that you should have a very proper routine about how to go about your day. If discipline is very important. I'm not a textbook example on discipline. I'm learning every day, but then I've found out that if you have a schedule for everything, if you have everything planned out, the kind of time that you're going to invest in something, and then the way you're going to spend your day, I think that helps you a lot, and that helps you achieve your targets, meet your future goals, and helps a lot.
Yeah, so it is very nice to hear, Sajid. Like, we generally, and we from our whole heart generally, and from our viewers as well, we will say that we wish you all the very best for C.L.A.W Legal, and we hope that 5 years down the lane we find C.L.A.W Legal as one of the most leading website in the country. We hope that you and your team do a very fantastic job. So I hope that this friendship between the media partnership and everyone just goes on, and our viewers are also getting benefited, and we all are working for the benefit of the law students. Thank you for joining us, Sourajit. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Vikrant.